And Young's in the box. Last night, Rockies picked up the win. They've been in control after winning game 1 of the 3-game series against the Dodgers. Rodriguez with a delivery. And it's through. Young brings him home. And he's on his way towards third. You love to see this kind of an effort. This is a single that becomes a double.
You take a look at this slide. He goes in very hard into second base, full speed, able to beat a play.
And that was speed. Now we'll take a quick look at the Dodgers and see what they look like defensively. John, scouting anyone here?
Well, you love guys who make the right decisions in the outfield, because throwing to the wrong base, overthrowing a couple.
Swung, ground ball to short. Hairston Jr.'s there. Uh-oh, here we go. The throw out at the plate. And he's going to hang on to it. No relay, so they will not get the double play. He'll hold there at second base, credit him with a double.
A chance here to take a look at the Rockies and how they're ranking in the National League right now. 5th in home runs.
That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. And that will retire the side. Caught by Kemp. Wow, they deal some serious damage. First inning, really starting out with a bang. The Rockies lead 7-0. Here's a look at Colorado's starter for this game. So, Steve, what's he going to be conscious of? What's he thinking about as he gets into this Dodger lineup?
Well, nothing like an old familiar face on the hill, Bartolo Colon. We've seen him for a long time. A fireballer that's had to reinvent himself, commanding his secondary stuff. His off-speed pitch is more important than the fastball now.
Bottom half first underway, 1-0. That one taken by Crawford for a strike. His batting average, lifetime, .310 against the Rockies. Here's the 1-1. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. High throw. He is safe at first.
Well, the pitcher did everything he could right here. He got the ground ball like he wanted. But you see this runner, man, once he left the box, he is flying, and he beats this one out.
Hairston Jr. at the plate. Fouled away.
Oh!
Ground ball. And he scoops it up. Over to second for one. Helton there. They've got a double play. And that one's got to be a candidate for play of the week, Steve.
Well, you talk about shifting momentum. You get the ground ball double play, and all of a sudden you're back in the dugout ready to hit.
Now let's take a look at the lineup for the Dodgers. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, you can call Andre Ethier the quiet assassin. This guy can do a lot of things on a baseball field to help your team win. And if he figures out a way to be more consistent against lefties, he's going to put up all-star numbers every year.
That's a foul ball. Oh, and 1. Colon kicks and delivers. Boy, he scorched that one. That was right over the mound. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. Well, it was a quick inning right there. 7 pitches. Glad you're with us this afternoon. And some fans bundled up in their jackets, a little chilly. Gonzalez leading off first. Ethier's the runner at second. Swinging a drive, deep left center. And Gonzalez, one away. And that will keep the runners. They have to stay at first and second.
Well, the National League has some tough teams, certainly. And here's where the Dodgers sit right now. First in doubles. Second in batting average with runners in scoring position, and they're number 2 in runs scored. An offense that continues to keep the pressure on the opposition and finds ways to score runs.
And Fedorowicz is batting. He waited on that first pitch and took it. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Up the middle. He picks it up. 1. Helton there. They've got a double play. He gets it done again. Bartolo Colon. He's put in some effective pitching so far. And next, it'll be the Rockies getting it going. Well, so far, how's it gone for Don Mattingly? His club did not get out to the start they had hoped for. A long ways to go to get back. He homered back in inning number 2. Now the first pitch. There's a swing and a liner. Ellis gets one. Decides not to try for the double play. Hangs on to it. Take a moment to take a look at the teams with the most extra base hits. The Dodgers, number 1. Second, the Nationals. Third, Mets. Fourth, the Brewers. And in the 5 spot, the Rockies. Oh, and there they go. They're going to have to quit making so many throws if they're going to get this guy out. Oh, man, the double steal worked as he beat the throw.
I like this steal, Gary. Stealing off the pitcher. Got a good lead and beat the throw.
And that pitcher took a look back but decided not to throw, and that's costly. Runner on second is Lynn. On third, Rutledge. And that's by him, 0-1.
Whoa, fella, you got to back off a little bit there now. It's a power curveball, but you have to sit back and wait for it to get in the zone.
Hit hard to second. Throws on to first in time to retire the side. And we've got Kemp batting. Now let's take a moment here to see the breakdown of the pitches that have yielded hits.
Well, that slider of his has been...
Kemp, oh, he got wood on it. He heads all the way back to the warning track and gets the out. On-base percentage leaders, every team needs them. Here you see Gonzalez. He's 5th on the list.
Well, one of the best so far this year in finding a way to get on, and that's so critical to a team's success to get runners on base so the guys behind him can try to drive them in.
He homered earlier in the ballgame.
Well, with this advantage right now, he's been a major contributor offensively and driving in runs, and then obviously the home run production, getting a pitch that he could drive out of the ballpark, putting some good swings on it.
Oh, Lynn stealing. Popped into foul territory down the left side. And that ends the half inning as Ramirez makes the play. No runs on a base hit. And Matt Kemp will get us going here. Colon with the delivery. Ground ball, Lind ready. He picks it up. One away. And a look at the National League wild card standings. We close in on the end of September. Nationals in first place. In the second spot, it's the Dodgers. D-backs in third place. In the fourth spot, it's the Reds. Fifth is the Phillies. And the bottom dwellers, the same. Louis Cardinals.
The wild card's been a path for teams to get to the World Series in the past, so these teams know that if they can win the wild card in the National League, they've got a legit.
Swung on, a fly ball heading towards the corner and right as he drops back for it and puts it away. And it's Adrian Gonzalez in the box now. He singled in his last at bat. First pitch on the way here. Swung on, line to right center field. And he gets it down. That's his third hit, 3 for 3. So that brings up Hanley Ramirez.
Let's look at Adrian Gonzalez's year this year and what kind of season he's putting up. 5th in on-base percentage, 7th in batting average. And as you can see, he's not just a guy to look for contact. He goes up there looking to slug, ranked in the top 10 in the league in slugging percentage.
Good patience. Hanley Ramirez letting it go by. Count is even.
Trying to throw it in on the hitter's hands right here, trying to get him to.
There's a swing, and that one's hit on the ground. He snares it, throws to second. That'll be a force out, and the third out. Todd Helton to lead it off. A couple of RBIs thus far.
There's 2 RBIs here, Gary, and obviously a big part of this team's offense today. That's why they're winning.
And we've got Wheeler batting. He'll grab a bat and hit here. A shot up the middle. He's going to try and test him here. Oh, what a wild throw. So with nobody out, he's aboard at second after that double. And it's Bass at the plate. And he's running on the move for third. Picked up by Betancourt. That's one. Well, if you're going to sacrifice, that's the pitch you want. Right down the middle of the plate, and you got it.
And you need players to execute that. It's not easy when it's coming in there at 95 miles per hour.
And Young's in the box. Headed for the middle. Hairston the dive. He's got it. Throws in time to first. What a play. He makes a terrific play and a fine throw.
Well, this should have been a base hit. The hitter thought the ball was going through, but a tremendous effort keeping it in the infield and getting the out.
He's already homered twice in this one.
Oh, he's so good at the plate. I mean, he's hitting home runs, driving in runs. They have to figure out a way how to shut this guy down.
And Crawford puts that away to retire the side. So they score a run, one hit, and leave him. And Fedorowicz is batting. The pitch. This one's pretty well hit to deep left center. And Gonzalez. And he meanders over to put it away. Now look at the pitching staffs with the best ERA over the past 10. The Braves, number 1. The Brewers, second. Cardinals, third. Fourth, Cubs. And it's the D-backs. They are fifth.
You take a look at these pitching staffs and how successful they've been limiting the opposition in runs scored. That can go a long way to helping a team win.
And this at bat already 0-1. First pitch was a strike.
Gary, one out here in the 7th inning. I mean, you have to like the way this is going.
Swings, lines this one back up the middle, and that'll put Shoemaker on first.
Well, anytime you're sitting on the bench, it's hard to tell what a pitcher's really throwing unless you're getting in that batter's box. You come off the bench very cold like he was and delivers. That is huge.
Betancourt at the plate. Thought about dropping one down that time. Missed it. It's a strike. Pulls it back 1-1. Makes better of that, but attempt 2-1. Pulls that one back, and it's 3-1. And he lays one down here. Lynn on the pickup. Throw to first, gets him, and there are 2 down.
Now listen, pitchers don't hit the ball as well as position players do, but you can still impact the game with productive outs. Good bunt.
Boy, will he be happy if that comes around to score.
That's going to make the manager very happy right there.
We'll see Kyle Crawford now with a runner on at second. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Looks at one. That's in there for a strike. Here's the pitch. A fly ball. And Gonzalez is there to retire the side. So they pick up a hit but leave a man at second. Satisfied manager, I think, right now. He's got the ball club in a pretty good spot. And Carlos Gonzalez stands in.
Well, it's always nice to have a defensive replacement.
Swung on, hit. And it gets through. There is his first base hit of this ball game. It has been a tough day offensively. You can smile a little now.
Well, this guy's got a lot of speed over there at first base, and it's not going to be surprised to see him off and running to try to steal this base.
Well, was it a good month for Carlos Gonzalez? I'll take a look. 4th in home runs, 5th best for RBIs, and he's also ranked in the top 15 in doubles. That ability to drive the ball, but also hustle to extend doubles from singles.
And doing the pitching, it's going to be Rex Brothers. He's been brought in to take over for the Rockies. And here's the first one. Swings and misses. The good change right there. 0-1.
Well, you talk about a guy who just corkscrewed himself into the ground. Bad timing.
That misses. 1-1.
He tried to backdoor that pitch, but left it out and away.
Frozen on the changeup. And it's 1-2 now.
The key to hitting the changeup, if you commit early, you have to keep your hands back. His hands went with the body. He couldn't swing.
Swinging a drive, deep left center. And that's going to do it in this half inning. So they pick up 1 hit in the inning. Let's see how this one matches up to what Don Mattingly would hope for. He's reflecting right now, not likely a lot of positive reflections, however, in this game. Brothers is up now, and it's Blackman at the plate. He's going to come on as a pinch hitter. It is a strike to start the 9th, 0-1. Line drive. That's foul towards first. He's 1 for 1 so far. We'll see what he sees first here. Has him out in front as he swings and misses. Strike 1.
I think right now offensively, you've got to start getting base runners. Get as many as you can. I mean, you're down a ton, so you don't need big hits. You don't need home runs. You need base runners.
That's over as well, and it's quickly 0-2.
The key for any pitcher is establishing the 4-seam fastball. Once you get that working, it gives you so many different options.
And he lays off there, 1-2. Here's the delivery. Here's one that misses. 2-2. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. That's 1 away.
Obviously, winning big right now, you just want to go out there, make plays, throw strikes, force them to try to put multiple hits together to get back into this game. As the pinch hitter comes into the game now, it officially closes the book on this guy's day.
Oh, what a drive. He smashed it. And Gonzalez didn't have a problem getting over there in time.
Now down to their final out right here, Gary. So, I mean, looking pretty dire at this point. And, but listen, funnier things have happened. They've got to get base runners, though.
And it's Smith batting. And swung on a playable fly ball for the final out. That's going to be a wrap. Final out of the ball game.
Now, Gary, the Colorado Rockies had it all clicking today. Offense, solid pitching. They played defense as well, and they come away with an easy win.
As we check out the highlight reel of our player of the game.
Well, anytime you hit a home run in a game, it's a big deal. But when you hit 2 home runs that help your team to a victory, that is one of the best days you can ever have. And a performance like this feels really good.
When you take to the road, Steve, any win will do. But when you get this kind of offense, it's very satisfying.
Well, it also sends a message to your club and to that club that you showed up to play.
And that's going to do it for us here. For Steve Phillips, John Kruk, I'm Gary Thorne. Take care.
Game 163, and it happens here on 2K Sports. Yankees baseball as New York goes up against the Baltimore Orioles. Should be a great matchup right on deck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you. This is the one, the last game of the season, winner take all. He goes to the mound in hopes of bringing his team a W. Phil Hughes has done that a lot of times before. Let's see if he chalks up another one today. Oriole Park in Baltimore. The Orioles home for this one. Starting pitcher, it's going to be Jason Hamill. So, Steve, what's he going to be conscious of as he looks at this Yankees lineup?
Well, against a lineup like this, even though you've got a good right-hander on the mound, he's got a chance to have some damage done. He has to believe in damage control. Give up one run, but don't give up a crooked number.
Here's the lineup for the Yankees. Scouting pitch on. Who are we looking at today?
Well, you keep waiting for Derek Jeter to reach his age as far as a baseball player go, but he just seems to get better and better because he uses one thing more than anyone else, his brain.
Gardner at the plate. Was a win last time out for the Yankees. That made it a sweep in the series, going 3 for 3 against the Astros in Houston. It's strike one, can't make contact on the fastball. The offense got busy for them. It came a little late, last 4 innings, but it worked.
Well, they got stifled early in the game, but these guys are such great hitters. They came through late and helped preserve this win.
And Jason Hamill delivers the strike. The count now will go to 0-2. The pitch. And Brett Gardner swings right through that one. That's strike 3.
Well, that's what you want is efficiency. You always want to try to retire a hitter on 3 pitches or less. If you can get it with the strikeout, you'll take that too.
Derek Jeter will stand in with 1 away. Career numbers, .318 batting average against Jason Hamill. Last outing for the Orioles proved to be a W. That series was split going into game 3, so they pulled ahead going 2-1 against the Red Sox. A swing line to left center, and it's through. That's a base hit. And time for the offensive lineup. Here's a look at what Showalter's done. Thoughts, John? Anybody stand out?
Manny Machado has a chance to be one of those gifted players in baseball in the years to come. Still very young, learning at the major league level, but he is a complete player.
I will take a quick look at the Yankees and how they'll be fielding defensively. Thoughts, John? Anybody standing up?
Well, Mark Teixeira is known as a 30-homer, 100 RBI guy, but he's also should be known as one of the best fielding, if not the best fielding first baseman in the game. Saves his team so many errors with his ability to stretch and pick balls in the dirt.
Bases are loaded with 2 down. Swings and grounds this one foul, wide of third. Here's the pitch. And he fouls off another one. Can't connect on that one. Matt Wieters, he's empty and gone. And Phil Hughes heads in. An impressive start. He tallies 3 strikeouts. That should motivate those bats coming up. And the Yankees, it'll be their turn coming up. And it's Curtis Granderson now to lead it off. Hamill with the pitch. Fastball taken high, 1-0.
Well, that 2-seam fastball has to be thrown down in the zone. You throw it up, it flattens out, and you can get hurt.
He watches that fastball. It'll even up the count at 1-1. Let's take a look at how this pitcher has been utilizing his arsenal of pitches.
I mean, the one thing you can notice comparing to his normal trends, he's definitely thrown.
That swung on, hit on the ground. Picked up by Teixeira. He's out at first base. Nice play on the coverage.
That's a well-executed play right there, Gary. He hustled over, got to first base, and touched the bag.
Thought he might have had a strikeout there, but he's involved in the out anyway. They get that first run of the ball game here in the second. Something to work on. The O's lead it 1-0. It's Alex Rodriguez to lead it off. In the top 10 in walks. Not a bad list. And a swinging strike on the first pitch by Hamill, 0-1.
Now, Gary, what he understands is the best way to get on isn't necessarily to swing your way on. Sometimes you have to take pitches to be a better hitter.
Here's the pitch. That's a strike for an 0-2 count. Rodriguez has got to protect. Mixing your pitch types, key to performance like the one we're seeing today on the mound. Here's a look at what he's been doing.
Well, that's the key to success is mixing up your pitches, and he's done just that. Being successful throwing his fastball for strikes, but also his breaking ball when he has to throw it to keep the hitters off balance.
And I love the aggressive attitude that he's had. He throws every pitch with conviction. It's made it very difficult on this lineup.
Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Picked up by Hardy. One away. Chance to view the teams who have crossed the plate the most times this year. Rays number 1. Second, the Rangers. The Orioles third. Fourth, the Jays. And it's the Yankees number 5.
Now, both these teams have had great success this year scoring runs. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the pitching staff to try to limit this offense. It could turn into a slugfest.
Ichiro's at the plate. He's the best base stealer, leading the ball club in steals. There's a ground ball. Hardy. That's 2 gone.
Routine ground ball to short. He makes it look routine, retires another.
And Kanzler's in the box.
Well, Hamill getting it done, just dominating this lineup, making it look easy.
See if he's getting balls or strikes here. Let's take a look.
Well, when he's throwing that first pitch strike, it leads to effectiveness. He's gotten 5 guys out after throwing a first pitch strike.
Just missed that one for strike 1. Here's the pitch. Hit sharply towards the hole. Throws to first in time. That's 3 down. So Jason Hamill, he's got him 1, 2, 3. Nothing doing through 3 innings for him. Home half of the 3rd inning coming up. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. Time to be bundled up here if you're in the stands. A little hot chocolate wouldn't hurt either. And Chris Davis to bat, leading the league in home runs. And a swinging strike on the first pitch by Hughes, 0-1.
Just a solid offensive player day in and day out, and a guy that really can deliver for this offense.
Pitch on the way. There's a called strike of the belt, so he's in the hole now, 0-2. And here's a quick chance to look at how this guy has been mixing up his locations to this lineup.
His command and control have been solid. Not perfect, but the great pitching coaches will all agree that when you can mix locations along with pitch types, that you have the greatest chance of success each time out on the mound.
And John, you know this is a game of adjustments, and the hitters have not been able to adjust to the location and the rhythm of his pitching.
Swing and a miss on the breaker, 1 down.
Just drops that one in there, and good break on it, 83 miles per hour. Well, 2 strikes, you have to try to fight off this pitch. You have to think away and adjust in. They went away, but he couldn't make contact.
And Reimold's batting. Looked good in his first at-bat. Came away with a single off Hughes.
Now, he hung in well on the breaking ball last time. He got a hit. It doesn't mean you can't use it, but you may have to go a different zone with it or throw it out of the zone to get him to chase.
Doubled homer run in his last at bat. Markakis is on first. Runner on second, Machado. And a swinging strike on the first pitch by Hughes, 0-1.
Well, I fooled him right there. That two-seam fastball has to be down in the zone to be effective, but it looked like he was looking for a different pitch.
Real good patience at the plate. Wilson Betterment right there, letting it go for a ball and an even count. That misses low and inside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. And Napoli spotting the pitch. Line drive fouled off towards first. That one's in the dirt. Nice stop. Hut shot towards the hole. And they'll record the out at first base. Good timing on that play.
They might not have been able to get him out at the plate, but a short run over to first, and he still retires his nigga.
Take a look down there in the bullpen. They've got a lefty up and throwing.
Well, I don't see him coming in just yet. I mean, with a righty in the on-deck circle, I don't think that's the matchup they want.
Strong inning on the mound for Hughes. He has a very steady effort through 4, just a run so far. Run support, where is it? We're through 4 in Baltimore. And if you're just joining in, Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Crunk. Bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports.
Jerry, you don't want to do this in this kind of a situation. Put a walk on base with a guy who's the go-ahead run in the game. That's a mistake.
Pitch out. Nothing was on, though. Here's the 1-0. That's outside, ball 2. And what he's done here in this situation with the walk coming where it did, Steve, is really give the offense a lot of options.
As a pitcher, you can't try to miss bats. Go at them, throw strikes, make them put it in play, let the defense work.
Here it comes, 3-0. Now Chris Davis, he's got the 3-1 count, so he'll be selective here.
That contributed offensively in their last game with a couple of RBIs. See if he can't do it again today.
And that misses, so back-to-back walks now, and they've got an offense going.
Well, it didn't look like he wanted to give him anything to hit right there. Ball 4, take your base.
And Reimold's batting.
Now, he's walked 4 batters so far in this game, but he's pitched a pretty decent game. He's pitching around his mistakes.
Davis, the runner at first. Runner on second, Jones. Taps this one foul to the right. And Steve, if he can stay judicious with the use of the walk, maybe he can get through this thing.
Well, I mean, that's the key. I mean, he's making some mistakes, but it's not killing him in this game. But he is starting to add up some pitches here. Well, that was close. It almost hit him. And now after that pitch, you have to think the pitcher's going to go away. The hitter has to be willing to dive back out there again.
Towards center field. One away. Now we get a chance to check out the wild card playoff picture in the American League as we draw to a close in the season. Rangers out in front. In the second spot, it's the Orioles. In third place, it's the Yankees. Jays in the 4-hole. Twins in the 5th spot. And wrapping up the list, the Astros.
Oh, we've got such a great race right now for the wild card of the American League. And these teams are going to be playing playoff baseball all the way down to game 162, which should set them up nicely for playoff baseball.
Check to swing, but it's in there, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Hughes. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Matt Wieters. Watch that strike zone.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to see his last game, he picked up a couple of RBIs in that one. Swinging the bat.
Tried to get him to go after that cutter, but it's 1-2.
Well, he's over the 80 pitch mark right now at this point in the game. And you know that pitching coach is keeping a close eye on him to see if he tires.
Good eye by Matt Wieters. Lays off that one, and we're even.
A front door 2-seam fastball, trying to throw it inside, letting it tail back to the inside corner. Couldn't quite catch the corner, though.
Struck him out. That's number 8 in the game.
Well, he keeps the runners right where they are, so now he's just an out away from working his way out of danger and keeping this game tied.
RBI chance, J.J. Hardy looking to make contact. How's he delivering on these first pitches? Let's look and see.
You throw strike one, you get out. You tell pitchers that, but now they get a chance to see it. He's retired 9 batters after going 0-1 in the count on.
Davis, the runner at first. Runner on second, Jones. And Hughes gets it by him. That's a called strike 0-1. Here's the pitch. Leaves that one alone. Hardy shows patience, evens it up. Lifetime 4 for 15 off Hughes. Curveball just off the black, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And it's fouled off. Got him. 9th strikeout of the game. Got a tie ball game here, so you got to be ready to react. So they've got both the righty and lefty throwing.
And I suspect the manager's going to use both of them to be able to handle the situations and matchups through the rest of the inning.
And so Robinson Cano set to go. Well, guys, you know, one of the more interesting types of analyses here, look at his location distribution.
Well, how can you complain about what this guy has done today? I mean, most of the game he's been locked in.
He had a single in his last time up. And we've got David Robertson out on the mound. They've decided it was time to make a change here. And that swung on and missed, 0-1. Gets it by him, called strike. It's 0-1.
Well, that cut fastball away. It looks like it's coming down the heart of the plate, runs to the outside corner. It tends to turn into a pop-up.
Hit up the middle, and that's a knock for Jones.
Well, anytime you can get a guy on base who can steal bases, it puts so much pressure on the opponent. Let's see if they can get him around to score a run.
Chance to take a look at the Baltimore Orioles and how they're ranking in the American League right now. First in ERA, 3rd in home runs, and they're ranked 3rd in runs scored. an offense that's relentless, and they find different ways to score runs. Everybody's a threat. Now, Gary, you can look at it a couple ways. You can say, look, we've got the lead. Let's play for another big hit here. Or you can turn it on, put the pedal to the metal, and keep the offense going. I want to see them run. I think this is the time to get them going.
Here's one hit very well deep. This one towards Granderson. And he grabs it in his tracks. And Reimold's batting. Flew out last time. Jones on first. First pitch of the AB. Swinging a drive, deep left center. This one towards Granderson. Able to glide over. Not much of a problem on that one. Now look at the teams leading the way in extra base hits. Rays number 1. The Orioles second. In the third spot, the A's. Tigers fourth. And we've got the Rangers. They are fifth.
To score a lot of runs, it's not just about getting on base. You need that extra base power as well. And this team clearly is getting it done so far this year. They can drive the ball.
It's going to be Wieters. Robertson with a pitch. Line towards third and foul. He deals. Hit in the air. This one's going well into the stands off to the right.
Wow.
Popped way up there behind home plate. And at first, that one was going to look playable, but nothing doing. It got away.
When you're down on the count 0-2, you want to battle and fight any way you can to stay alive. He fouled off a tough pitch right there.
And that will retire the side, caught by Ichiro. No runs at a base hit. They leave one man on at first. Baltimore 2, the Yankees 1. We've got the top of the order coming up. Gardner at the plate. He's going to lead off here as we go to the 8th. And out on the mound, we'll see Luis Ayala. They've decided it was time to make a change here. A great opportunity now for Baltimore. And he throws the first one. Too far outside, 1-0.
We have to remember these middle relievers, they're not used to coming in and throwing over 45 pitches, but that's where he's at right now. You might see his control run away from him a little bit right here.
Fastball just misses, and he falls behind 2-0.
But with first base open right here in a 3-0 count, don't look for just a pitch right down the middle to try to get one of those get-me-over strikes. He might still pitch around him to put him on.
The left center. That one gets through. Markakis drives in the run. And Casilla will also cross.
Nice hit there to left field, guys. Because he's hitting lefty, he has that extra time window on that outside pitch to just place it perfectly.
Yeah, you got to get on base any way you can. He did.
They absolutely do, and that's a good start for his team.
Betterman is up now. Had a couple of hits, 4 trips to the plate. And he bounced out his last time. Here's the delivery. And he holds off in the pitch low, 1-0.
Well, a lot of guys would swing at that pitch right there, that changeup down in the strike zone, but the hitter luckily stayed off that one.
1-0 now. Inside with the fastball, 2-0. And he takes a fastball for a strike, 2-1.
A fastball up in the zone like that, a pitch a lot of guys like to hit. He just couldn't swing the bat.
Fastball on the black. He doesn't get the call, though, and it's 3-1.
Well, you saw the catcher right there setting up inside, and the pitcher just missed off the plate. Still a pretty good pitch, though.
There's contact. He drove it well. This one towards Granderson. Out number 2. And he'll go back to first. Just into October, and we look at the standings in the East. These are on our standings board. It's the Rays in first. In the second spot, it's the Orioles. Yankees in third. Jays in the 4-hole. And it's the Red Sox in last place. And it's Adam Jones. Baltimore, another great chance. 2 outs and a man on first. And gets set for the first pitch. Fouled off. It's now 0-2, and Adam Ottavino's got a few pitches here to play with.
Well, this one here was no doubt about it. The late break on that slider. I mean, what a devastating pitch, and the hitter just couldn't catch up.
That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. And that's the third out. That'll do it. They pick up 2-3 hits, strand a man. The Orioles ahead by a few. Middle of the lineup coming along. The decisions of Joe Girardi being played out. Let's take a look. You kind of feel what he's thinking right now. This is a very tough game. Maybe thinking about some adjustments as we move forward. And we'll see Jim Johnson pitching as they make the pitching swap.
Well, power pitchers are hard to find, but a lot of them you have to wait and see what you're going to get out of them. And Jim Johnson's one of those guys. Yes, he can be dominant at times, but other times he can give up a lot of hits. Over a hit an inning in 2009. He needs to figure out a way to be more consistent than getting these hitters out. If he does, he will have a lot of success.
That one is low. Napoli not biting.
Well, I think right now they're looking to get a couple guys on and see if they can't get somebody to hit one out of the ballpark right here. So base runner's the key. Do not run into outs. Be conservative on the bases. You're down 3.
And Mike Napoli swings and misses at that one, and the count is now even.
Well, great pitch selection right there with that fastball. He was looking off speed. You could tell by the swing, and the fastball surprised him.
The 2-2 pitch. Oh! Napoli will foul that one away. Swing and a bouncing ball up the middle. Picked up by Hardy. That's one away.
2 outs remaining in this game. You're up by 3 runs. I think right now you just want to make plays. Don't walk anybody and catch the ball. Get out. Straight outs for runs.
1 out. Here's Mike Teixeira at the plate.
Boy, would they love to see him get on base here.
Here's the first one. And he watches the low pitch from Johnson.
Well, anytime you're throwing a fastball down in the zone, especially down and in, the only thing a hitter can do is hit that ball into the ground. Good job of laying off.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Teixeira not making contact, evening up the count. And just 3 out of 14 lifetime against Johnson. That's cut on a miss. 1-2.
Credit the catcher on that one. That's a good low target, setting up, and he hit the target. Good execution.
That one is fouled off by Teixeira. Foul ball! Strike 3, swung on and missed. Mark Teixeira's done.
Well, this is just giving away an at-bat right here. With 2 strikes on you, you've got to make him bring it in the zone or at least foul off the pitch. Now he's walking back to the dugout.
It's Alex Rodriguez at the plate, 2 away. Drew a walk as last time. And he starts him out. Oh! A 1-0 pitch. Sinker just off the black, falls behind 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Ball 3. And, 3 balls. Rodriguez can be very selective here.
That two-seam fastball is such an effective pitch. 1, because it gets ground ball outs, but 2, it sets up his other pitches.
And now Rodriguez, a 3-1 count.
A pretty good pitch to hit right there. He takes it for a strike. Clearly, he didn't have the green light.
3-1 on the way. They bust him in for a called strike, and it's full now, 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch. It's hit foul by Rodriguez. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
Well, they treated their hometown crowd to a phenomenal pitching performance in this one. A big win on the shoulders of their pitchers.
And we get a moment here to recognize our player of the game. Fantastic display by Nick Markakis today.
Yeah, this guy came out and made this team look like world beaters today. A couple of hits, and he went big fly. All in all, it adds up to a nice day's work, and they come away on top.
And, Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and ready for the next one.
And that's going to do it for us here. Here for Steve Phillips, John Kruk, I'm Gary Thorne. Take care.
Game 163, and it happens here on 2K Sports. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hey, this game's about to get underway. Let's go to Gary, John, and Steve out at Chase Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you. This is the one, the last game of the season, winner take all. We'll see Aaron Hill on a mission today to help his team get the W. Called the Valley of the Sun, and it is our venue for this ball game, a night game here at Chase Field. Well, we're going to see Trevor Cahill pitch. So, Steve, what's he going to be conscious of? What's he thinking about as he gets into this Dodger lineup?
A pretty even matchup right here. Quality right-hander against a quality lineup. And oftentimes we say good pitching beats good hitting. We'll see if that prevails in this one.
Here's a chance. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Dodgers. In our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
Well, every team needs a catalyst in their lineup, and Carl Crawford is one of the best at making things happen. He's also known to hit a bunch of triples and so much fun to watch run the bases because he can absolutely fly. And he's got some pop as well. Don't make a mistake. He can make you pay for it.
Leadoff hitter Carl Crawford. It was a loss last time out for the Dodgers. And not too much of a surprise. They dropped the first two in the set. Difficult series, 0-3 against the Rockies. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. That last one, the offense really not getting it done.
Nah, just one run scored, and that's not going to get it done. These bats have to come alive in this game.
Cahill sets and throws.
1-1.
And that breaks low, and it even ends up in the dirt. Here's one high and away, 2-1 now.
Well, you can see what he's doing. He's just pulling that ball away from him, trying to overthrow it, and he can't seem to find the strike zone. He has to be able to rein that thing in right now.
And a beauty on the outside corner, evens things at 2. Tough pitch to lay off that time. Full count, 3-2.
Well, he tried to go outside on the outside corner with that fastball right there. Just got a little bit off the plate. He's got to be careful, though. You don't want that hitter to get his arms extended.
3-2 on the way. And that one is going to be outside, and that is ball 4, and now you've got a base stealer on.
Really tense situation when you think about it. A long at bat. He stayed patient. He earned that walk right there. What a great approach at the plate.
Here's how we'll see the D-backs lined up on defense. Particular standouts here, John?
I love watching Justin Upton play the game of baseball. He plays with unbridled passion. He plays hard. He's not afraid to get dirty. He's dive for balls. He's not afraid to run into a wall. And that laser of an arm can shut down a lot of guys trying to take an extra base.
Running Crawford. And his throw, he is out. Great throw. And he leaves that one alone. Troy Tulowitzki, good patience, even count.
I got to see what kind of adjustments he made with the hitting coach now. As after last game, he struck out every at bat. They've got to look for more contact.
Cahill sets and throws. Sinker just off the black, and it's 2-1. Hit on the ground. Bloomquist, 2 away. Take a peek here at the league home run leaders. Well, there's a look at Kemp. He's holding down the 4th spot.
Well, this guy's got tremendous power. And I tell you what, anytime you're playing against a team with someone like this in the lineup who can go hit the ball out of the ballpark at will, you have to try to defend against it in certain ways. The manager has to be very smart at how he uses bullpen, because if he comes up in a key situation, he can end a game.
No luck that time for Cahill as he misses inside.
Well, and that'll saw his batting, too, if he swings at that one.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Strike 1 to Kemp. Lifetime 3 hits, 9 at bats off Trevor Cahill. That's cut out and missed, 1-2.
Well, that's just one of those the pitcher says, here it comes, try to hit it. Fastball hitter, he wanted that pitch. He just didn't quite come up with the swing.
That's hit foul by Kemp. The 1-2 pitch. And a good eye there by Matt Kemp. Stays away from it. It's even. And the sinker swung on and missed. Side retired. And they're held in check here in this half inning. And the D-backs getting ready to start this one off. And it'll be Aaron Harang doing the pitching. Los Angeles has him started. And as he's getting going here, Steve, against these Arizona hitters, what's in store?
I got a good.
Swung on, grounded towards the hole. And Parra retired. Now we got a chance to take a look at the lineup for the Diamondbacks. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
You know, you look at guys who are oozing with talent. Justin Upton is at the top of the list, a great power threat at the plate, but he can also hit for average and can run.
Now we got a moment to look at how the Dodgers are going to shape up defensively. Now, John, thoughts on the fielders here?
Well, Matt Kemp's physical gifts are noticeable just by looking at him. Big, tall, strong, but so graceful in the outfield, running balls down, unbelievably strong throwing arm, and he has got this game figured out.
Called strike, and Harang's got him 0-1.
Oh, it's a quality fastball right there, just pounding the strike zone down and away. He had no chance to put that one in play. Cahill with an absolutely dominating performance in this one.
How's he delivering on these first pitches? Let's look and see. Here's the first one. First pitch is a sinker for a called strike. Take a look here in his last at bat. He struck out swinging against Cahill.
Well, he swung right over the slider the last time up, and you better believe that when he gets two strikes, he's going to see that slider again.
The pitch. And a good eye there by Matt Kemp. Stays away from it. It's even. Over his career, 303 off Arizona. Now the 1-1 pitch. Frozen on the changeup, and it's 1-2 now.
When you can mix speeds and hit your spots, this is what you get. Nice pitch.
Here's the delivery. And a good eye there by Matt Kemp. Stays away from it. It's even. Steve, how about the pitching performance so far today?
Okay, take a look at how effective this right-hander is today, and his fastball just generating ground ball after ground ball. It doesn't matter who's in there right now, pounding the outside corner.
Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, 1 down.
He's got some real giddy up on the fastball today. It's got that good late action in the zone. That's his 5th strikeout today.
A look at the teams with the lowest ERA for the month. Number 1, the Braves. The Brewers 2nd. In 3rd, the Cardinals. The Cubs 4th. And it's the D-backs. They are 5th.
You take a look at these pitching staffs and how successful they've been limiting the opposition in runs scored. And that can go a long way to helping a team win.
And the first pitch. That swung on and hit. Parra to field it. Now it's 2 down. Here's Adrian Gonzalez batting with 2 down. And when you're having a day like this guy is on the mound, Takes a lot of things to be going right for you. Here's a look at his strategy on mixing up his pitch types.
Well, there's no doubt about his command in this game today, doing a great job of alternating his pitch choices.
And you have to give some credit to the catcher as well. They're working together, effectively going through these hitters, knowing how they want to attack them.
Up the middle. He dives and he's up with it. Throws in time to first. What a play.
An outstanding effort so far in this one. 6 shutout innings, making pitches when he needs to. Defense helping him behind him. An outstanding team effort so far.
Shutout in progress here at Chase Field. Things will start getting a little more difficult as we look to the third man to lead it off. And Jason Kubel now to lead it off. Locked in his last plate appearance. Starts him out here. Starts him out with a fastball for a strike. Last game for the D-backs was a win, and that was a big game for them considering they lost games 1 and 2 of the series against the Nationals. Here's the 0-1 pitch, Harang. Fastball swung on, can't make contact, and behind on the count 0-2. Boy, they were in some jams in that game, but they were able to hang on, come away with a W.
Now, the bottom line is, when you look at the scoreboard, they won by 2. That's plenty.
Here's the pitch. Swing and lined up the middle, and he gets it down. He's 2 for 2 now. So that brings up Justin Upton.
Taking a look at the National League last year, let's see where the Diamondbacks ended up ranking. 4th in doubles, 6th in ERA, and they're in the top 10 in hits. An offense that can at least put the ball in play and find a way to get runners on base.
He leads the team in home runs, runs scored, 2 big stats. Here it comes. Slider misses badly with it, 1-0.
Well, he's getting the job done this year, no question about it. Such production, so consistent.
At the belt, the 1-0. Inside with the fastball, 2-0. Now, one of the keys to a successful day on the mound, can you generate strikes going outside the strike zone? Here's a look at what we've seen today.
Well, when you break it down, his command just hasn't been there. You have to earn outside corner on the plate or the inside corner. He hasn't earned it with his command early in the count.
When you look at his pitch chart, it's just all over the place. When you can't command the pitch, you're going to get hurt by these hitters. He has not been able to command anything today.
This is an RBI chance from Miguel Montero. Lifetime 289 off the Dodgers. Upton's the runner at first. Kubel's on at second. And that's high for a ball. Harang misses.
Well, the starting pitcher right now is over 80 pitches, and this is a time when the manager and the pitching coach have to keep an eye and see if his velocity is dropping. If it is, you might want to think about getting him out.
Had him looking for something else, but that just misses. 2-0. Steve, let's take a look and see how the pitcher's done today.
Well, he's putting these infielders to work, Gary, getting a lot of help from his friends back there. Pitch the contact, let him put it in play and throw strikes. I know he didn't want to do that. That's going to load things up now.
So that is going to bring Paul Goldschmidt to the plate. And he'll be looking to pad the lead a bit here.
When you get these kinds of opportunities, you have to capitalize on it to swing the bat.
And the pitcher's really got to bear down now. And here's the first one. That one's going to be outside. Ball 1.
Gary, as we saw that hit by pitch, now the base is loaded and so much pressure on this pitcher.
And he takes a strike on that fastball. 1-1. And I think, Steve, we take a look now and see whether or not he can regain his composure on the mound in this situation.
And the manager's got to be watching closely here, because when he starts hitting batters as well, you've got to be wondering maybe if he's not okay out there.
The 2-1 pitch. That one swung out and missed by Paul Goldschmidt, and that strike will even up the count.
Now, if you got a chance to see the last game, you saw he seemed a little bit flustered at the plate, expanding the strike zone, striking out twice in that game.
That one's going to be down low, 3-2.
Still like the placement on that fastball. Difficult to get the bat on it if the hitter does decide to swing. He laid off. Now let's see what he comes back with.
Fastball swung out and missed, struck him out, one away. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
It's going to be Bloomquist now. These at-bats, how's he starting them? Let's take a look.
Well, when you go 0-1, you get 1-1. He's gotten 11 guys out in this game after going 0-1 in the count.
Montero's at first base. Upton's on at second. Kubel is on at third. And that's high for a ball. Harang misses.
Well, that's just some good old country hardball right there. Four-seam fastball up in the zone.
The pitch. Hit on the ground, up the middle. He picks it up to second for 1 and 2. They pull off the double play. They pick up no runs on a hit, and they leave 2-1. D-backs 4, the Dodgers nothing. Well, so far, how's it gone for Don Mattingly? And some good pitching last inning. He now hopes to get the necessary offense going, get him going in the right direction. It's going to be Wilson now. He'll start things off here in the 7th. Trevor Cahill out in front now. No balls, 2 strikes.
Tough to score with only 3 hits in a ball game, and we're deep into this one right now. So unless something dramatically changes, he's just going to shut them down the rest of the way. He's been overpowering.
On the way. Brings him up. You can almost taste the adrenaline right now, Steve. You can just tell he's getting stronger as he goes along.
You got so much confidence. You're just knocking the bats out of the batter's hands. Let's take a look at the sinker. Looks good in the K-cam.
It's going to be Ellis now. We have seen a great pitching performance on the mound and a tremendous use of that strike zone that's been on display here.
Well, how can you complain about what this guy has done today? I mean, most of the game he's been locked in.
You know, in respect to how he's been mixing up his location, he's doing it enough to keep the hitters off balance and keep them guessing, wondering what's coming next.
And the first pitch. Swings and misses. The sinker, 0-1. Here's the delivery. Sinker, called strike, now 0-2.
Well, that's textbook use of the sinker, down and away, pounding the strike zone. Good pitch.
And he got him. Strike 3, and now with 2 outs in the 7th. The question is, can he keep this going?
Now, you know what? It's different for every guy, but from what we see today, he is locked in, dominating stuff, and he looks strong.
Ellis up now. Grounded out his last time up. Here's the first pitch. There's a swing, and that one's hit on the ground. And he'll step on first to retire the side.
Well, if I have to predict what's going to happen the rest of this game, I'd have to say he's going to continue doing what he's doing because he looks strong, he looks sharp, and they don't seem to have a chance against him so far.
No runs yet for the Dodgers. Leadoff batter will get a shot at it later on in this inning. It's McDonald at the plate. Now, this is a kind of an interesting breakdown. You take a look at the pitch types that were thrown that have been hit for a base hit or better.
four-seam fastball of his. It's gotten hit 3 times throughout this game.
You know, it's interesting that you say that. There is a fair amount of hits that could be part of why he's given up the amount of runs that he has here. But definitely you have to wonder if he's going to keep going back to that pitch because he's getting hurt.
And that's high for a ball. Harang misses. Here's a slider for a called strike. 2-1.
Well, that's what the breaking ball does. It starts in the zone and breaks out of the zone. Usually a good low ball hitter can try to do something with it. Let's see what he can do.
Here's the pitch. Line drive. That's foul towards first. Holds off on that slider, and it's 3-2.
Well, that ball just on the outer part of the plate right there. The hitter did a good job laying off of it. He looked lucky there because he looked like he wanted to swing.
The 3-2 pitch. That one in the dirt. Good play by the catcher. Kept it in front of him.
Well, such a great at-bat right there. The patience that you have to have that many pitches in an at-bat and work a walk. The pitcher's right now, his energy is non-existent.
And in the batter's box, it's Cahill.
Well, that's the 4th walk of this game for him. He's given up some runs, so he's going to have to try to tighten up here. He may not be around for long.
First pitch on the way here. Drops down a bunt. Picked up by Ellis. And he throws on to first for the out. Put away.
Now listen, pitchers don't hit the ball as well as position players do, but you can still impact the game with productive outs. Good bunt.
Boy, will he be happy if that comes around to score.
That's going to make the manager very happy right there.
And it's Parra batting. He'd like a repeat of that last time through. A great home run against Harang.
Well, we'll see if he tries to overpower him again with that 4-seam fastball. The last one he got hit out of the ballpark. If he throws it, he better locate it.
Well, there's only 1 run, but you know he's thinking about that solo shot, and I'll be curious to see if he goes back to that pitch again.
The 1-0 pitch. And that one's hit. Kemp to field. That's 2 gone. Here's a look at the pitching staffs that are keeping that batting average against down over the last 10 days. The Braves, number 1. The Brewers, 2nd. Cardinals, 3rd. 4th, Cubs. And it's the D-backs. They are 5th.
You look at those low opponents' batting averages, and it really points to the fact how tough these teams are to hit against. Very difficult. They just seem to find ways to make pitches and keep the ball off the good part of the bat of the hitters.
And it'll be Brandon Lee doing the pitching. The Dodgers bring him in to relieve. Here's the pitch to Hill. Can't get him to chase that one outside. Ball 1. 2 hits, 5 at-bats lifetime off the league. Here it comes. Slider just misses the black. Falls behind 2-0. A swing and a miss. Hill, strike 1.
Well, that's a great pitch right there. That hard sinker. He just can't catch up.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a ground ball. And Ellis picks it up. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. And even though they're trailing in this ball game, you may need some help out of that bullpen. So they've got people warming up.
I'm not seeing any signs of fatigue out of the pitcher in the game right now, but if the manager's not happy, it's his prerogative to get somebody ready.
So they can't push any across here in this half of the inning. And the Dodgers, their turn coming up. And if you're just joining our 2K Sports Major League Baseball broadcast with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, I'm Gary Thorne. And in the batter's box, Shoemaker. He's going to lead off here as we go to the 8th. Line, foul towards 3rd. And Cahill throws one outside for a ball.
Now, Gary, it's tough to score when you only get 3 hits. We're deep into this ball game, and they have just not been able to mount any pressure against him today.
Here's the 1-1. Slider misses, and it's 2-1. Here's the pitch. And Skip Schumacher works this one to his favor, 3-1.
Well, no excuse for this. This is something that drives managers and pitching coaches absolutely crazy. You can't throw a strike to the pitcher, and you're in the big leagues? Come on.
Refuses to go after it. Missed. Ball 4.
He went with a fastball and 3-ball count, which is what you want to do most often. He just couldn't throw a strike.
And with that right-hander warming up in the bullpen here, I'm not sure quite what they're thinking.
Well, with the left-handed hitter on deck, he's probably getting ready for hitters later in the lineup. Okay, that's his 4th walk you just saw right there. And I think that this would classify as being effectively wild. He's getting the outs. That he needs.
And it will be Tony Sip doing the pitching as the Diamondbacks turn to him in relief.
Well, this was an outstanding performance today. I mean, that's good starting pitching right there. He won't be able to finish what he started, but he pitched a heck of a ball game.
Swing, hot shot.
Well, the National League has some tough teams, certainly, and here's where the Dodgers sit right now. First in doubles, second in slugging percentage. And they're ranked 3rd in triples. That speed pays huge. Dividends, taking that extra base, being on 3rd base instead of 2nd base is a major difference in scoring runs.
And Troy Tulowitzki to bat. A .235 career average off Arizona. The fastball is in there. It's 0-1. Swing and a liner to right center. A fantastic catch by Upton. You never know what you're going to see ahead of us, but Steve, I got a feeling that could be our defensive play of the game.
Well, it's about preparation. He was preparing for the pitch. He saw it come off the bat, and that first step allowed him to make the catch.
And we've got Kemp batting. A swinging strikeout ended his last at bat. Crawford's your runner at first. Now Kemp gets set. It's now 0-1. Watch that fastball go by. He fouls that one off. Here's the pitch. Fastball is a waste pitch that time, 1-2. And Matt Kemp is down swinging. They're held in check yet again. Scoreless through 8 innings. D-backs still out in front. We're going to examine this game from the viewpoint of Kirk Gibson. Swing and a miss, but he was right on it, 0-1.
Well, that's some kind of fastball down in the zone right there. The hitter has to be ready for it, or he's got no chance to hit it.
And Andre Ethier looks at that one for a ball. It'll even the count. Ethier will foul that one away.
Oh.
Got him, one away.
Got him to chase that ball down and away. Good pitch, not real good execution by the hitter.
And it's Adrian Gonzalez now with one away. In this match for 3 off SIP. First pitch, a fastball. That's in there for a strike. Swing and a shot down the left field line. Into the corner, likely extra bases. All the way to the wall. So he's at second base on the double. 1 out.
Well, this could be the start right here this offense needed in this inning. A nice double right there with only 1 away. This could ignite this offense, and possibly big things could happen.
It's going to be Wilson now. He struck out swinging his last time. First pitch of the at-bat now. Fastball misses away. 1-0.
Trying to get the ground ball out. You throw that 2-seam fastball away from the hitter, trying to get him to reach and roll over it. He laid off of it here.
Here's the 1-0. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. 2 away. It's going to be Ellis now. We'll try it again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Gonzalez is the runner at second. And Ellis settles in. First pitch. Fastball, too low. 1-0. Pauses, and now the 1-0. Misses outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. The 2-0 pitch, a fastball taken for a strike.
This is the go-to pitch for many pitchers in the major league. The fastball down and away. When in doubt, that's where you go.
He's ready now, the 2-1. He's off a pitch called strike, 2-2. That one fouled off by Ellis. Foul ball! And Ellis, another foul ball.
Well, even if he doesn't get a hit here in this at-bat, the fact that he's making the pitcher work, 2-2. count, enables everyone around him in the dugout to see every pitch he's throwing, because he's throwing the kitchen sink trying to get this strikeout. He just fouled off that low pitch.
And Heath Bell is the pitcher. They've decided it was time to make a change here. The pitch. Fastball is low that time. The count runs full.
Hey, man, that was a close one right there. He drilled that fastball in nice and low, just a hair too low. Give the hitter credit for laying off that one.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. And Ellis, another foul ball. Full count pitch. And he fouls another one off. And it's in there. Strike 3 called. That's it.
Well, they treated their hometown crowd to a phenomenal pitching performance in this one. A big win on the shoulders of their pitchers.
Now look at our player of the game. A standout performance deserving of the recognition today.
But, you know, sometimes you work so hard to get through the middle of the order that when the bottom of the order comes up, you kind of ease up a little bit. And that's what happened in this game today. He overlooked the fact that the number 7 hitter can really put the ball in play. And when he did, he got a big hit for his team. That's why he's our player of the game.
And Steve, they're able to win this game rather handily. A little bit of home cooking here that was right on from the beginning.
Gary, as a player, you always like having the 10th man out there, and these fans provided that today. They were into it.
And we hope you've enjoyed today's 2K Sports broadcast of Major League Baseball. For Steve, John, and our entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Gary Thorne. We will see you soon.